Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. And today I'll be reading a multi-character ex-listener by me. So let's get into it. Cyno. You can't help but notice how Cyno's eyes seem to light up whenever he sees you. One day as you're sparring together, you notice how his muscles travel beneath his shirt. You can feel the heat rising between you, and you find yourself wanting to get closer to him. "You're doing great," he says, and the admiration in his voice. You smile at him, feeling the desire building inside you. Without thinking, you lean in and press your lips to his. His response is immediate, his arms wrapping themselves around you as you deepen the kiss. "I can't resist you, Ion," he whispers, his voice husky with desire, and you can feel the intensity of it as he pulls you even closer, and you know that you have really turned him on. In that moment, all you want is to feel his body against yours, to lose yourself in the heat of the moment. Venti. You met Venti in the bustling city of Mondstadt. Drawn to his charismatic personality and musical talent, as they both sat in the park, Venti pulled out his lyre and started playing a sweet melody. As he played, you couldn't help but feel the music resonating deep within you. You swayed to the rhythm, lost in the moment. Venti's eyes were on you the whole time, and you could feel the heat of his gaze. After he finished playing, he turned to you with a mischievous grin. "You know, you look really cute when you dance," he said, his voice low and playful. Your cheeks flushed, and when they chuckled softly, he leaned in closer to you, his breath hot against your skin. "I think I like seeing you like this," he whispered, his lips brushing against your ear. "I like how you make me feel." You turned to face him, and his lips met yours in a fiery kiss. Venti's hands roamed over your body, and you knew that he was turned on by your every move. Heizou. You first met Heizou when you hired him to investigate the case. His sharp mind and analytical skills quickly impressed you, and as you worked together, you found yourself increasingly drawn to his quiet confidence and determination. One evening, as you were reviewing case files, you found yourself leaning in closer to him to point out a detail. You could feel the warmth of his body next to yours, and the scent of his cologne filled your senses. Heizou's gaze flicked up to meet yours, and for a moment, you saw a flash of desire in his eyes. Without thinking, you leaned in and brushed your lips against his. You hesitated for a moment before responding, deepening the kiss with a hunger that surprised you. "Detective," he whispered, breathless. "I never knew you had it in you." He pulled back, a smirk on his face. "You haven't seen anything yet, Ryan," he replied, his voice low and husky. From that moment on, your professional relationship took on a new dimension, and so did that night as well. Kazuha. Kazuha was always such a calm and collected person, but something about you made his heart race. You could see the way his eyes would light up when you were around him. And one day, as you were sitting next to him, you noticed the way he kept stealing glances at you. You couldn't help but feel a little bit flustered under his intense gaze. "You're so beautiful," he whispered, his voice barely above a whisper. Staring at you, you felt a shiver run down your spine as his warm breath gusted over your neck. You turned to face him, and before he knew it, his lips were on yours. And as he deepened the kiss, You could feel the heat building between you, his hands finding their way to your waist, pulling you closer and closer to him. "You make me feel alive, Wyan," he murmured, his voice husky with desire. You could feel the intensity of his passion, and as he kissed you, you knew that with him, you were safe and loved. Albedo, as you stand by Albedo's side in the laboratory, you could only watch as he mixes various chemicals together in a large beaker. His focus is intense, and you could tell that he's lost in his work. "Albedo," he says softly, placing a hand on his shoulder. He startles slightly before turning to you with a small smile. "Yes? What is it?" You lean in, your lips grazing his ear as you whisper. "You know, you're incredibly hot when you're working like this." A faint blush spreads across his cheeks and he sets the beaker down. I'm not sure how to respond to that. You move closer to him, pressing your body against his. "You don't have to respond," you say, twirling your fingers down his chest. "Just let me show you how much I appreciate your hard work." His breath catches in his throat as you kiss him deeply, and he responds eagerly, wrapping his arms around you. "I never knew science could be so arousing," he murmurs against your lips, and you smirk. "Oh, it can be. Let me just show you how much." "Child, you've had your eye on Childe for a while now. The way he carries himself with such confidence and charisma makes your heart skip a beat. And one day, you decide to make your move." "Hey, child," you say, walking up to him with a flirtatious smile. "What can I do for you, gorgeous?" He replies with a smirk. You lean in closer to him, your lips almost brushing against his ear. "I was thinking, maybe you could have a little fun together," you whisper, and it chuckles, the sound sending shivers down your spine. "I like the sound of that," he says, his eyes glinting with desire. Before you know it, he's pressing you against the wall, his hands roaming over your body with a hunger that makes you weak in the knees. You could feel the intensity of his desire, and it turned you on like nothing else. And as for him, he was pretty turned on already. "God, you're so hot," he murmurs, his lips finding yours in a passionate kiss. And as for the rest that happens, I can't really say. However, you knew that you were in for a wild and unforgettable night with him.